Hello and welcome to the summary of my solo playthrough of Axis and Allies North Africa Turn 6, and that is the German segment of it. Well, they obviously advanced some units during the advanced convoys phase. They bought a couple of infantry units, some supply, and fighters, well, no, a bomber, which they later placed on Sicily. What else did they do? Let's see. Yes, well, they decided not to attack here because they only had a scout car at the time as well, I believe, but only an artillery and a tank, and they would have had a few fighters that could have helped too, but those fighters did not have a place to land, nor did the German bomber, because they only have a move of 4, and they cannot land in this territory because it doesn't have an RP value. I do believe that I actually accidentally said that they could land there, which is why I placed those units on Crete in the first place. Note that the Italian bomber does have a movement of 6 and would be able to land perfectly in Tobruk, for example. But for the German fighters and bombers, there's not much sense in placing them there. So then I wanted to fly them to Sicily, where they do have, a good use. But that's a move of 5, which they can't actually reach either. So I first had to move them to Benghazi, and from there they'll be able to make it to Sicily on the next turn. So that is a big mistake I made. Which I hopefully won't make again, but that's how you learn how to play the game. What else? Let's see. Well, yeah, as I said, these are the units that I placed here. Some supplies, some infantry again. I put a lone infantry here. Note that the British did not elect to set off the sea mine just for a single infantry. Which was kind of the idea. So you can always try to do that. But of course, this was a solo game. But I guess it's a good tactic anyway. And since the next round will be round 7 and the Americans will actually make their appearance, it's not such a bad idea, I guess, to already move a couple of units to this side of the front. Yeah, as I said, these infantry I simply moved up from Benghazi. I know that Tobruk is fully stacked now. I did decide to leave this tank and this artillery, not so much because they could actually attack, but in case of a counterattack, because of course the UK will land their new units first and will then probably attack, and without these extra German units, of course they do have some minefields, but without those extra German units, it might be difficult for the Italians to hold there. So this is really a problem that you have in this particular territory, and I guess it, resembles and symbolizes and depicts the battles of El Alamein in that sense pretty well, because it is very, very difficult to actually make a breakthrough here for the Axis, because you can only place 8 units here total. And in order to be in attack position, yeah, you could move a tank one space and then still have 1 movement point left to actually make an attack. But for infantry, they already have to be here, and there is only a stacking limit of 8. As I said, now it would be tempting to move out the German units and have some more Italian units enter there so they can make a stronger attack, but then they're very, very vulnerable to a counterattack on the part of the UK here. Again, not just yet, but once these units actually land, and they will on their next turn, it's very dangerous to move those German units out, or vice versa, move all Italian units out, move fresh German units in, because there will always be the UK in between that can exploit that situation when they're actually weaker. So that's something that's actually pretty interesting. So that's it really. That summarizes the German turn, and next will be the UK turn 6. Thank you for watching.